Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another episode of everybody's favorite fantasy football podcast. It is hashtag I'm with Bozo, and I am your host, Grant Fussell. And alongside with me today is a good neighborly friend of everyone. And everyone knows I call him Neighbor Al. Stemming from, it's actually funny how I came about that. We'll dive into it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Mr. Downed Wire, Duncan McRae. How we doing, Duncan?
Hey, what's up, losers?
Oh,
No,
how we
I'm just
feeling?
kidding. It's always a joy to be able to address our lovely teammates in our fantasy football league here,
Fellow
but
owners, yeah,
fellow owners. But yeah, the podcast is super nice. Anytime I talk to somebody else about like our league and like, yeah, we got a podcast and stuff, like people are like, oh damn, they're jealous. So it's always fun. It's always
nice.
a
Love
pleasure.
hearing that. I love hearing
Yeah,
that.
yeah. But sweet, yeah,
Well,
yeah. Definitely excited to be here and love talking about the league. Looking forward to
is
this for a
so is
while.
this so okay? Okay, good. We'll get into this real quick. How many leagues are you in? Being the guru that you are.
Oh, like money leagues, I'm only in three, which at the moment, and this is the only one I've really been paying close attention to. I've been I co-manage a team with our bozo commish Igor.
Oh boy, oh
Yeah,
that's
and
news.
yeah, we're doing okay in that league. Not great, but
Okay,
okay. And then
all
I'm
right.
also in like a sleeper league that I paid no attention to. Because
For
sleepers
money, you're in a
broke me.
league for money. You don't pay attention to it.
It was like a $50 league. Yeah.
I mean, hey, $50 is $50. It's got my
Oh,
name on it. You can give
100%.
it to me if you want. No,
Yeah, yeah, but it's I don't know if you've got any leagues on sleeper. I just find it like absolutely
no.
torturous to use their app for the leagues. It's just not even fun.
Oh, okay. Yes, I
Yeah.
can see that. I can see that. I can see that. Okay, so let me touch base on the whole neighbor Al thing. So the neighbor, I know it's actually we talked about it earlier in the year. It comes from Home Improvement. Like his name is Wilson,
Yeah.
but neighbor Al comes from Angels in the Outfield and Christopher Lloyd when he puts the hat on and he goes, "You can call me Al." And I don't know why, but it's like a mix of the two people, and it's you. So that's where it all comes from.
I'm,
Just
I'm
so
the
everybody knows.
angel in the outfield next door.
There you go. See,
I
bingo.
love it. Love
There
it.
it is. Love it. Um, let's touch base real quick on how life has been. I haven't seen you in a while. I
Yep.
didn't get to go to the draft party, which was a little unfortunate, but stuff happens. You got to do what you got to do. How you been? What have you been up to?
Great. Yeah, yeah. Work is good. I was just at like the owners of the Lions house today
Oh,
playing with
jeez.
Henry Ford's great
Did you
grandkid.
talk some sense into her or what?
No, well, it wasn't her; it was her kid. So,
Well, did you teach him something? Because he's the future.
yeah, yeah. He wasn't there; it was his wife, and I don't think she has much to do about anything that's not looking good. So,
That's
that's how that
unfortunate.
lifestyle is. Uh, but yeah, yeah, they have broken furniture just like everybody else. Just that's more expensive furniture than most people
Yep.
have.
Yep.
But yeah, yeah. Work is good. And then yeah, man, life is good. My son's doing super great
That was next. Your
right now.
son, Allie, how they
Yep.
all doing?
Yep. And then but the girls, both my daughters, about 2 years ago, they moved to Sanibel Island.
Yep.
And so the if you're unaware, that island just got wiped out by Hurricane Ian. And
Are
like
they
the
okay?
causeway got knocked down. My ex-wife had a restaurant on the island that's gone now. And
Dang.
yeah, so the kids are now, one moved to Texas, and then the other one moved back up here. So I got one of my kids back. That's
Nice.
good stuff. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, unfortunately, I also have her dog, her cat, and her axolotl in my house
Oh
right now.
boy.
Yeah,
Oh boy. That's a lot.
yeah. So, but that's parenting, man. All you guys who are starting to
Yep.
line up kids now, you guys are going to see this
Yep.
in a few years, that it never ends. You think, oh man, once they're out
Right.
the house, I'm done. Nope, nope.
Oh.
That's how
You
this
got
is
a
going to
whole
go the rest of
lifetime
your
of
life.
it. Sign up for
Yep.
life, baby. Yep.
That's it. That's it. But
So
yeah,
you're
at
still
least they all
living
made
obviously next to
it.
EZ, right?
Oh yeah, I'll never move. If he
Yep.
moves, I'm gonna move
Yeah.
next to the room again. Damn right.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Then you
Yeah.
might have to move if he moves.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And otherwise though, we're still trying to get other people to buy into our neighborhood. So if anybody else wants to be a neighbor, let us know.
There
We'll
you
put you on
go.
the Zillow list.
That is a good neighborhood.
Oh
It's
yeah,
a
we love it here.
nice
So
little neighborhood. Been in there a fair
yeah.
share of times in my day.
Yeah. Yeah. It's nice and quiet, except when we're getting at it. So
Yep. Which, it's not too rowdy. A couple times a
yeah,
year.
a couple times. Yeah, we got some gray hairs going. So
I feel that.
yeah.
Any big travel plans coming up? Any football games you're
Uh,
gonna go see or anything?
well, yeah, I'm gonna go to Lambeau, watch Lions in Lambeau,
Last game of the
with
year?
Pete. Yeah, yeah, and
Ooh,
so looking forward to
nice.
that.
Little neighborly
And
trip,
then
huh?
yeah, and then we're gonna go. I think we're going to St. Lucia in the spring. But long story, my sister had a wedding that's no longer gonna happen, but we don't get
Okay.
refunds on the tickets. We're gonna go
Eh,
any damn way. So
yeah,
you know,
nice.
make the best out of that. So I haven't had a tropical vacation in a hot minute, so I'm
I
looking
love
forward
it.
to that.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
due. You need some toes in the sand.
Yeah, no, screw that. I just want to do yayo off my wife's ass.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Nice. Getting away from being everyday working folk, relaxing and doing what we want. Nice. Well, now that seems like life is going well. I know the next part of what we're going to talk about has a big part of your life. That is the fantasy football, and that is what everybody cares about, and that is why we're here in this beautiful circus tent of mine. It's funny, I got the door open. We're just chilling. Danielle is at some wine night tasting thing like down the street at the neighbor's house. So we're out here doing our thing. Okay, Duncan, another mid-season podcast with the Downed Wire. With you
Yes,
being in
yes.
first place, go figure.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
how strange that is.
yeah,
We'll see
right.
if I got any staying power this time.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a whirlwind of playoffs for you, that's for sure, in the last few years. So I know we touched base on it last year, and I don't know if this person got to hear the reason why your team is named Downwire, but I would love to know how that came about.
Oh yeah. For those who don't know or don't recall, our new league mate Eric Ely, uh, also known
Electric.
as the Electric One.
Oh yeah.
He is also my nemesis, and I don't know why that happened, but it happened, and so the power is out, the wire is down, TV ain't
And that's
turning
it.
on, Ely. It ain't turning
And
on.
that's it.
Hope you charge your phone. So
Yeah.
yep, that's it. That's where it came from. But yeah, but Ely is a large man, and who wrestles, and the joke was that I was gonna wrestle him and somehow decapitate him at
To
the end,
down his wire.
the down his wire, for his retirement, permanently retire him. But we'll see. We have
Okay. Nice.
everything.
Well, that's a
We have
long
all the
way
time in
down
the
the
world to make
road.
it
That
happen.
is a long way down the road for him being a retired wrestler. So that still has got the potential to happen because he's going to be wrestling for a
It
very
could
long
happen.
time.
So
He's actually making a comeback. If you haven't seen it, if you haven't, go check it out on Facebook.
oh hell yeah.
Yep. I think it's
Highly
just
recommend.
Electric Ely's
If
Facebook. Just if you haven't seen
if
it,
you
check it out.
see, yeah, if you've never seen an Ely wrestling show, you've never lived,
You've
right?
missed out. Yeah,
Yeah,
you've missed
yeah,
out.
yeah.
It's
It's
fantastic.
truly a good time.
Oh, it's a great
Yeah.
time. Okay, so sorry, we were gonna get to the fantasy football. That's a little bit of it. Now, moving to this season. So, obviously we know what happened last season. It is what it is.
Yeah.
This offseason we had a lot of changes. The strategy of which I would think had to be a little bit different because now we had 3 keepers and we had an extra IR spot. So give me a little bit of Downwire's draft strategy this year not as opposed to previous years, but just what it was this year.
Yeah, it actually was surprisingly difficult to figure out who the third keeper was going to be, because we
Oh,
only
believe
have
me, I
what
know.
15 guys to choose from. And so anyhow, but anyway, I had Cooper Cup at value. I figured it's hard to pass up on him. It was that 5th round, I think, as a keeper. And then I had Javante
I had it, but
Williams, I think, in the 6th. And then for the last keeper, I was hemming and hawing for guys for free, and I was between Ramondre
there we go.
Stevenson and Kadarius Toney, and I ended up keeping Toney, which hasn't
He,
turned out yet. I've dropped him and picked him up a couple times. And then Ramondre's been on my team as long as I've been able to keep him. So yeah. But yeah, the keepers, I felt like, they obviously gave me a first strong couple of weeks, but yeah, then the injury started, and that's been the tale of my season somehow.
So, okay. So obviously you're keeping, you thought Javante obviously would have been something better than he was. Cup, obviously you're keeping. And then Toney, obviously, would you pick him up as a free agent and kept him and just thought you were going to get super value for him? Because obviously
Yeah,
I'm
my
not
hope.
looking at your previous team to see who you could have kept, but like,
Yeah, it was really only between him and Ramondre, and because there was nobody else who was of value, or it wasn't already like a first round keeper or whatever. But yeah, I probably should have kept Ramondre for free instead. In hindsight, but I still
at
obviously
the
have a
time,
ton of
yeah.
faith in Tony. Like he's just electric. So I unfortunately I understand I'm a bit of a simp for those meme wide receivers like Josh Gordon and Kadarius Toney, but I love the guy and I just want him to succeed. So yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. I feel that. So, okay, so that brings us right into like moving into the draft. You have 3 picks in the first 3 rounds and you take 3 quarterbacks. Give me the
I did.
mindset. Give me the mindset. Obviously
So
trade one, but give me the mindset of why you took who you took, where you took them.
yeah, and so like continually in our league, if you don't have or 2 good quarterbacks, and we were talking about this last
You're
year on
welcome.
the podcast. I can't remember who
I
it
brought
was
this
they
to
had.
this
I think
league.
it was right. I think it was Rydog had 2 good quarterbacks last year, and like he rode that like right to the playoffs. And so I had a super late pick in the draft. I knew I wasn't going to get a top running back or a top
I
wide
mean, it
receiver.
wasn't okay. Yeah, it was actually. Never mind. I
Yeah, it
went
was the
down too
last
far.
pick.
Yeah, you were the
Yeah,
last pick. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then on
So
top
you
of like
started the
all of the
train of taking
keepers.
the quarterbacks because you took both of them.
Yeah, man. So like to me, like I really thought Herbert was going to have a good year. I took him in the first round.
Yeah,
Um,
same.
that was before Keenan Allen and Williams are both like bunk all
See
year.
ya. Yep.
But then I picked Mahomes in the second, and then
Smart.
stuff came around and people like took some quarterbacks, but I was like, damn, there's not a lot of value here otherwise. So I took Aaron Rodgers, who was the MVP the previous 2 years in a row, was on my team last year. I thought he was super underrated this year. We see it was all Devontae Adams and not Aaron Rodgers, right? So I was wrong there. And then yeah, 4th round I picked up Brees Hall. We all know this story then. We'll talk about that, I'm sure, in a little bit. Um, and but yeah, when I left the draft, I wasn't really happy with my draft, and then Yahoo gave me the top grade. So that's how that kind of stuff goes.
Yep. And well, here we are. You're sitting in first place. So look at that.
Yeah.
So far, so good, obviously.
Oh yeah. Well, and a lot of it's
Well, I
been
guess a
there's been
lot.
a lot of
Yeah, there's been a lot of
a lot of
transactions. Well, and I wouldn't say transact. Well, yeah, I guess transact. We'll get into that, obviously. But so obviously, it's been quite a long season so far. We're 10 weeks in. I know this is only the what, fifth? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sixth episode. So we're a few weeks
got some catching up to do.
behind. Blah blah blah. Thanks, Kevin. But we're 10. You're 7-3. You're sitting on top. Let's go through, the matchups going
Uh-huh.
into how we got to where we're at. So week 1, you are
I just
facing.
came out. I came out smoking.
That's what I was going to look for. Where are you? Down wire. 163 against Cuddy Sark.
Yep. And
so
Sarks
you're
was
projected a
really
3-point
good.
match. Yep.
Yep. He was projected really good, and then he just had Derrick Henry just fell on his face for him. And then I got
8.
Mahomes put up 45 points, and then Kupp put up 30 points, and Herbert put up 30 points. Like, sorry, that's the game right there.
Right.
You know.
Yep.
And then so that was pretty good. And I had drafted James Robinson, who was like a surprise in the beginning of the year too.
Right. I was like,
I was able to get some value out of him too. So I forgot he was on my team.
So yeah, it's kind of like start everybody you're drafting: Hall, Woods, Elijah Moore, Kupp. Obviously, everybody's doing what they needed to do. Cole Kmet got you 0 points.
Yeah, I think I dumped him.
A little unfortunate. Yeah, it makes sense probably. So okay, obviously everything's all honky dory after week 1. Moving to week 2, you're playing the commish. And we took one on the chin. We took one on the chin here, and we put up a good little piece.
Commish with Waddle dropping 40 on my head.
Yep.
Mark Andrews putting up 25 from the tight end position.
Jalen Hurts with 35 should have been my keeper. Oops.
Yep. And so I had Kupp put up 31 points and still couldn't win because the rest of my team kind of shit the bed.
But Moore 6. Your defense got you negative points. That never helps anyone.
Yep.
Why not play Breece Hall this week?
Well, at that time we didn't know, and at that time he was still splitting a ton of carries with what's his name.
And you see, and that's the thing so you had we'll get into the transactions, but you traded Aaron Rodgers and had Tua on your bench with 50. Yeah. Which obviously you can't start Tua over either one of them. Like, is that just I don't know. You just
I mean, like why
bad luck of the draw. You just can't. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
But
maybe that because he could have gotten a shootout with Lamar Jackson. Maybe I don't know. There's a chance that could have happened.
There was no chance in the world that was going to happen.
And that Herbert and Mahomes playing against each other don't do that well. I mean, I guess they did do well, but it's obviously if I was in your case, I would have done what you did. But I've actually been in your case kind of for somewhat of the season. I have in a 1 quarterback league, I have Herbert and Tua in two leagues, and it's a 1 quarterback league, and I've been getting burned.
Yeah,
I'm playing Herbert all year.
Each time,
I've been playing Herbert all year. So, nonetheless, so you're sitting at 1-1 currently, going into a matchup against your neighbor, EZ. You're projected to lose, and it looks like you took another one on the chin here. So we're starting out 1-2. No Breece Hall again. Is this when he got hurt?
No, actually, I think he.
No, he had 15 on your bench. Played. Oops, no James Robinson again on your bench with 20. Oops, what's going on? These are all your draft picks. You're not playing them. I guess Javonte Williams is your keeper. You got to play him, and he fucking sucks.
I think that was the week Williams got hurt, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
He had 9 points.
Oh, no. He played week 4. It was week 4 that he went out.
Well, I mean, so far to this point, you're doing it to yourself here. Okay, so now Tua has 50 points. You play him over Herbert, who has 14. Tua has 13, so that doesn't really matter there.
Yeah.
Stevenson with 20 points. You got all these sweet running backs in your bench that you're not playing, and you're losing.
Yep. Yeah. Robinson 20, Breece Hall 15. Yeah. Yep. So
which would have been enough. That would have been enough, but you 2 moves right there, obviously.
Yeah, because none of EZ's
you got to call down to the head coach here. Get on the bullpen phone.
Yeah, 100%. Nope, that was all in house. Sad.
The GM and the owner got the right players and they got the roster right. They just got the coach making the wrong decisions, is what it looks like going through the first 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So we're 1-2.
So, we start to turn it around.
moving to week 4, you're
Start
playing the old
heating it up.
Ass and TDs, my boy Chris. You're projected to beat
Yep,
him by
C-Raj.
6 or whatever that. I don't even know what that is. Yeah, 6.
Yeah, ended up beating him by pretty close to that projection, but
Yep.
a little less points.
Scary Terry with a couple single-digit guys on your team. Scary
Yep.
Terry.
Yeah,
No,
I
Javante with 3.
I had traded for Terry from EZ, I believe, and he didn't do shit for me.
Yep.
I still had hope in Elijah Moore. That was probably his best game with 8 points.
Yep.
But yeah, it looks like
Brees Hall still sitting
kinda
on your bench with
squeaked
another
by here.
15 points. I don't know why you drafted the guy so high and just let him sit there on your bench. Maybe trade him to me. Well, I guess he's hurt now, but at this point in the season, shoot, I should have been noticing that. Dang it, need to be more on top of my game. Dang it, because you probably would have.
Yep. Yeah, and
Probably
at
could have
that
made
time
you.
he was only getting like 10 touches a week, but he was doing a lot with them.
Sure was.
But yeah, I think the next week I finally switched it out.
So so now we're sitting at 2-2, and this might have been one of your best weeks of the year.
Coming up
With a
on
166.
Always has a solid team. Yep.
I mean, yeah, currently where we're sitting at, you and him all have the same record. So yeah, I mean, you're always in every time I see Rydog on the schedule, I get scared. I'm like, shit, it's gonna be a battle. Always
No,
is.
he could take down anybody any week. And I luckily got 38 points out of Kelsey.
Well, and
then
Mahomes had
Brees Hall.
or
This was the Brees
Mahomes
Hall
had
blow up
38.
game. Yeah.
Not
Brees
Kelsey.
Hall blew up for almost 28 points.
Yep, 27.
But I had him. I played him. I actually finally played him.
Pickens with a solid 14 in a 38-3 loss at Buffalo. That's he had 6 catches, 83 yards. That's good for my boy Kenny.
Have you watched that dude? Have you watched Pickens? Like,
dude, I have.
The dude
believe me, I have.
Amazing.
He
is
big,
like
man.
amazing.
He's a big dude. He's a big dude.
Yeah, and he can just like the way he can move his body around is crazy. It's just for a dude that size. But anyway, so yeah, I was happy to take Rydog down there.
So we've kind of solidified. So moving, you're 3-2 now, moving to week 6, projected a big win here, which you got a bigger win. You might have been the topic of conversation in one of our new segments that we're going to bring here at the Circus Tent that I'm going to show you guys here in a little bit. It looks like Tua. This is when he got hurt. Obviously, this is when you had him on. Well, you had him on your IR spot, which whatever. He picked up Mariota.
Yeah, he got hurt the previous week. Yeah, when he got the hitting the noggin.
Obviously, you're not going to start Mariota over Mahomes or Herbert, which is funny because I think somebody just asked me if I wanted to get Mariota in a trade like recently.
Yeah, and so last podcast you had with Corey, I got called out for obvious collusion for this transaction.
Ooh.
And at that time, I still had Mahomes and Herbert who have the same bye week, which is week 8. So I would have had no quarterbacks, which is why I was making the trades I was making at that time. The reason I traded for Taysom Hill
now
it was because he could play in a quarterback position. No, this is like I look like 3 games ahead constantly.
Knowing you and your background,
shit.
I'll give it to you.
Yeah. And
I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Hopefully Corey can come back on here at the end and talk about it again.
I was able to make some lemonade out of those lemons, and I was able to really help myself against Igor by having Mariota on my team.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, duh.
Yep. But yeah, so
it's funny too.
I took Block A out.
Yeah, I was gonna say his team, like he's got Josh Allen, like Christian Kirk, like those two have been killing it as of late, and it's like it took them both.
Yeah.
I mean, or I guess Josh Allen has been doing good lately, but like he was doing good, and it's like Christian Kirk's been doing good now, like, and it's like why wasn't he doing good like earlier? And
yeah,
he's got a lot of firepower on his team.
Yeah, I feel bad for Blake because his team like didn't really look bad when we left the draft. Just really underperformed.
Right. So now we're 4-2. We're moving into a matchup with your boy Corey Tiger King.
Oh, there it is, Corey.
And you were projected to get smacked. I would assume it was because of matchups, I guess, or I don't know who you had in your lineup. You were projected to lose by like
I think it was because Cup was on bye.
17, almost 20. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then I
weird.
had made the trade for Hertz.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. It's
I had traded because I got Tua back from EZ.
yeah.
And then I was able to trade Herbert and Mariota for Hertz because Igor ran into the same bye week thing I was running into. You got to look at everybody's schedules, man. You got to look.
I feel you, bro. Oh, I feel
People
you.
start freaking out because you look at your own schedule all the time. How many times do you look at your own team,
A
your own
lot. That's why I
matchups?
knew
Everybody
well,
does.
we'll get to your
Everybody,
matchup this week,
yeah.
but yeah, I knew
But yeah,
this week
so
was going
that
to be a
worked out.
wash.
Yep, that worked out. Ramadre had a big game. Um, and then really it was like my kicker and defense did pretty good, you know.
Yeah,
But yeah,
anytime you get 10 plus
I
from
got
either one of
lucky.
those is great.
Yeah, I did get
Like I
lucky too
expect 10.
because
If I get 10 from a defense, I'm like, yes. Ugh,
yeah,
I expect it.
yeah. No, Corey put up Joe Burrow 45 points. Like that's tough to go up against.
Hey, you lucked out with like Sutton getting 5 and his kicker and his defense. Like, that's a huge swing right there. That's a 13-point
Yeah,
swing on the kicker and an 11-point swing on the defense. Like 24 points right there. That's a lot.
that's a lot.
Between two players, that's a big swing. That's a big, big swing. So
Yeah,
now
yeah.
we're
And then
sitting at what, 5-2 after
five
week
and two
7. We're going
coming up against
up
the
against
nemesis.
the nemesis. Yeah,
Yep,
there you go. The nemesis
the
projected to win by
nemesis.
10. He put up a solid number.
Yeah,
I see. I can't do a deep
this
dive
was
and
probably
look
his
at
best
the
week.
projection or like they every week when you look at the thing they show the trend of like who was winning when and stuff. You can't. I don't
Uh-huh.
think I can get that for each matchup. I can only get it for my own. But I'm sure it'd be cool to see it because he probably had a shot at winning this at one point with how his team
Oh yeah, I thought he was
performed.
gonna win. Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
so
There was
you
there was plenty of
had
times I thought he would.
okay, so you had made it easy for you who to play this week. I mean,
That
everybody
was
was hurting
Tua's
on
next
buys,
big blow up. Yeah, Tua got 35 points
and
in
Jalen Hurts
last
got 36.
yeah.
It's so funny now because you have Hurts at this time in the season. You have Hurts, Cup, Tua, and then a bunch of dudes that are like solid.
Mahomes on my bench.
Aguilar got me fucking 3 points last week, and this week that you're playing him, I actually played him out of the league too that week when he got you 17 here. Like you
Uh-huh.
just, it's like you're piecing it together. You're just piecing it
That's
together
it.
with like 3 studs.
Yeah, yeah, it's all studs and duds for sure. But yeah, you just need them to like have decent games, you know.
Correct. He could have played. See, he could have made it. Miles Sanders against Pittsburgh or Raheem Mostert against Detroit. I mean, obviously, you're going to play a Miami running back against Detroit.
Yeah.
I would think Pittsburgh's defense is pretty good. Yeah, he had a tough week that week. He had Eckler on a bye. Zeke was hurt. Had an empty spot on his bench. I mean, he could have used that. So now we're sitting at 6-2. We're moving into week 7. You're playing your
Or
boy
9.
Kevin. Or yeah,
Yep.
what did I say?
And just
Week
like for
9.
the podcast, Kevin didn't
Yep.
show up.
Yeah, right. Oops, got him. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
So, I mean, obviously, you're going to start Jalen Hurts every week now that you have him for the rest of the season until he.
Yeah.
Yeah, so again, you're welcome. Just so you know, you're welcome. Because I decided not to keep him and keep Kyler Murray
Yeah.
instead of him, and I should probably. I mean, hindsight's 2020. Kyler's been okay. I mean, I'm where I'm at, so hasn't been the worst, but it is what it is. But you have him because of me. for the record. So yeah, I mean, Stevenson's obviously the running back in New England. I've had Harris on my team in other leagues. I don't know if it's this league or not, but he's just been such a dud because they give everything to Stevenson.
That's it.
Your third wide receiver spot, were you just kind of streaming people every week? Like, why was Mooney not in over Scary Terry or Duvernay? Is it a matchup thing? What are we thinking there?
Yeah, Duvernay sucked, and at that point,
and you had Tua on your bench, so
yeah,
that's when you get down to the point where it's like, yeah, Mahomes, Tua, Hurts.
Yeah, that was it's actually frustrating. Yeah,
you're trying to trade one of them.
That's what happened.
You still got? Are we still in this part where you got all three of these people? Do you still have all the three of these people in present time?
No. Nope. I traded away Tua. I'm kind of lucky I did.
Maybe. We'll see. Depends on who you traded to. I guess we'll get there.
Yeah.
Maybe that could be a new thing. Maybe I do the transactions before we go over before the way we got to where we're at in the league, because then we'll know why teams are looking the way they are. So there's another big win. So now we're 8-2, and we're coming into a matchup against the old Malinchek.
Yeah.
Projected to win. Projected to win. He does. It's funny. He's been the team I've been watching the most this season as like just how's he doing type of like opponent thing, because I knew his team was going to be good, and they are good.
Well, he always has it seems like he always has somebody go off, and like this week it was CeeDee Lamb 38 points.
But I mean, that just null and voids Mahomes 39. So then it becomes still a matchup thing. You still have more studs on your team compared to his studs, I think. I mean, he's got Hopkins, obviously stud, and then looking for McCaffrey hasn't been a stud. He kind of played like one this game, got 17. I guess that's pretty studly.
Yep.
Look, that's what I mean. So this is the Cooper Kupp injury game.
It is. Yep. So yeah, he went down. He only gave me like just under 3 points. But yeah, I had traded Tua and McLaurin.
Yeah, are you kicking yourself for that now or no?
What, for trading Tua and McLaurin for Steph Diggs?
No. Well, I guess. Oh, sorry. I was looking at Taysom Hill thinking you had him in that quarterback. You have him in that tight end. Never mind.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I had Mahomes in.
But I
still have Hurts and Mahomes, and so Tua was just not going to be playing. I'm not going to play him over those guys. So, yeah, like if I take an injury to either of my quarterbacks, I'm going to be screwed anyway. So I was trying to make my team better, and
so far so good.
Yeah, and at least I still have a stud wide receiver, because without him, I would just have Tua on my bench, and McLaurin would be my number one wide receiver, right? So
yeah, so it's probably good you made that trade. Actually, now
yeah, it just
really
kind of worked out. And then, but yeah.
Well, okay, that leads me to my next question about this matchup right here. You have Tony on your bench with a fat 19 points that I'm sure
I had just picked him
would have helped.
Waivers. That was his second.
But you kept him. So how does that work?
What do you mean?
You kept him.
Yeah.
And then, well, say you want to keep him again, like next year.
I can't.
How does that work?
Nobody could keep him because he was already kept. But
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I mean, they can. But
wait,
it's a first
what?
Pick.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a what?
It'd be a first
pick, because right? He was kept. Well, no, because if he's picked up off the free agents,
doesn't like reset.
He's a free agent. Oh, I don't know. Does it?
I don't think it resets. Like I don't think you could pick up.
I don't know.
If I drop Cooper Kupp and you pick him up,
someone picks him up off the free. I mean, dude, it's a free agent pickup. That becomes your last. If you keep him, that's your last. That's the rule.
Yeah, but he's already
for you.
Player,
for you. No. It's team wise. It's team wise. No. Here we go. It's team wise. It's no way.
Yeah,
no way.
Already gone over in the past. Yeah.
All right, I'll take your word for it because you're more wise than I am.
Yeah,
I won't get into it.
Yeah,
won't get into it.
We could verify with.
I'm sure. Yeah, they'll call me a bozo for not knowing, but Okay,
No,
if it's been
I,
verified before, then it's been verified before.
I'm never positive of anything due to the
See,
marijuana intake, but I'm pretty fucking sure. We have to demonetize this
well,
thing.
because I don't know. That's what I mean, because I don't know. I just don't know, because it's not a keeper for the same team. So like,
Yeah,
even if he was
I think it's
kept,
just
it
the
doesn't
player,
matter,
bro.
because it's not that team's previous
Yeah,
keeper, so it wouldn't
I think
matter.
the tag just stays with the player, like he was a kept man.
I don't know. We'll hopefully get the commission on here at some point again, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah,
But nonetheless, now we're sitting at 7-3. And you're
yeah.
going into week 11, and you
Against
got a
the best
fierce matchup against Mr. Splash. That's
with
me.
it looking scary because fuck the projections, especially Yahoo's projections are garbage. But yeah, dude,
We got some good
you have a
matchups
good
on my
team.
team. My
You have a good
my
team.
match. If I'm not scared to plug in Kenny Pickett for Kyler Murray if he doesn't play, if I have to. So that's where I'm like,
Yeah,
he got 19 last week. Like, he's coming around. Like, so low key. I mean, he's not been anything you would write home about as a quarterback, but he
no,
has, as a rookie, gotten 12, 12, 10, 12. That's all in a row. First 5 weeks he started, multiple double digits, serviceable. Then he got 7, and then he blew up. As a blow up for him would be 19. Got to
that's a
cut the
lot of points for
turnovers
you.
out.
Yeah,
So if I can potentially, I know Kyler Murray's projected 22 right now, projections, whatever. Like, I'm not scared to plug in Kenny Pickett to potentially have a serviceable start this week against you,
right.
because I have a lot of good matchups, I think. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
no,
feel like Justin Fields could go off against Atlanta.
yep.
I also feel like Jamal Williams could go, or yeah,
He could definitely get you more
he
than
could go
10
off against
points.
the Giants. Yeah, and it's funny because I've
Listen,
neglected him on my team when he got 24 and when he got 23 and
yeah.
22, and it's like,
Well, it's easy
started him
because
when he
it's
got
not
7
Swift.
and 7 and 11.
Everybody had in their head, oh, Swift is going to be like the
Yeah,
man.
he
And then it's just like, here he is
was
just
one of my
getting
handcuffs draft
9
picks.
touchdowns,
Like,
right? Yeah.
yeah, so it was like, it's funny. I actually hope I get to have my episode where I'm on your guys' end and have a celebrity guest host. I think I got someone in mind that would do it. But yeah, I would love to be able to talk about my team more. But like, we're talking about your team. So now you got Tony in.
Yes.
Like, I mean, I hate to do this to you because I'm playing against you, but I do this to everybody on their coming up matchup. What's the mindset in going into the matchup this week?
Dude, so I just lost Cup.
Right. I was like,
And
when I saw that go down last week, I was like, ooh. And then I was like, let me check my matchup next week. I was like, ooh, I'm playing Duncan.
oh yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hate to see
So
it. Slash
obviously
love to
that's
see it. Yep.
huge thing. He's going to be impossible to replace. He was the best wide receiver in the game, no question. But so I gotta go for upside. That's Tony and Pickens. That's all they are, is upside. Like, that's either going to be 3 points or 20 points. So I'm gonna just hope this is the week Tony comes in and
And gets a few
it's
TDs with some catches.
just the next Tyreek Hill from here on to the rest of
He
the
is
year.
fast.
It's yeah, like just bam, dropping 30 points a week. Because I
I mean,
love
that
the
would be
dude. He can do
insane.
it.
He
Yeah, like
can.
the guy is just amazing, absolutely amazing, and his short area quickness is just like crazy. It's just crazy. But anyway,
So, leading into what we just talked about, well, I guess we haven't talked about transactions yet, but you have James Conner on your team now, who was a keeper last year.
right. But I just traded for him.
Right. So if you keep him, he's
I can't.
your
He was
first
kept
round
last year.
pick. But then, no, you can. He
Right.
would just be your first round pick.
Yeah, which I'm not going to keep him. But yeah,
Well, yeah.
he
Okay.
could score 50 points a week from here on out. I
So,
probably wouldn't keep him.
but that was in a trade. So we got to do the whole free agent. That's where there's like a gray area with the whole free agent thing. Because
Uh-huh.
like, if somebody got, yeah, that's
Yeah,
Gray
as far as
that's
like
as gray.
keeper
That's as gray as
candidate,
it gets. I mean, that's as gray as it gets for
Yeah.
how our league settings are set up with the whole free agent thing. Unless they already talked about it and it's already set in stone, and I just think it's gray. That could
Yeah.
very well be a possibility. It always happens.
Yeah. So yeah, I have some keeper candidates on my roster, but really I'm just trying to now
Yeah,
put my
Jalen
team together for the
Hurts.
playoff.
That's funny too because I'm sitting here staring at him on my opponent list when he should be sitting down where Kyler Murray is on my team. But I mean, those are the decisions. Well, I had very hard decisions to make with my team.
Yeah,
I had
it's
I had
tough.
Justin Jefferson, Kyler Murray, Jalen, and I mean, I don't think I could have kept Dalvin Cook again. Oh, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Jalen Hurts, Kyler Murray. I had 4 people, and I keep 3 of them. I had to make the most of what I was dealt, and I feel like I did. I mean, yeah I'm missing Jalen Hurts' 20 plus a week, but I mean, Kyler's been there.
Yeah. And Kyler,
Justin Fields Fields has had a slow start. He's picked it up lately. Obviously, the last few weeks it's gone ham. So like
you're tied for first, and both of your
record-wise,
quarterbacks have had slow starts. Now they're
Right.
coming up. So you should be performing better, I would think, than you were, and you are already performing good, right?
Right? Yeah, no, I feel that. Okay, so Duncan, what's it gonna take for the old down wire to get back to the playoffs?
I have a relatively decent schedule moving forward. I feel like I'm not locked in the playoffs. Things could certainly go awry. Another injury, and I'm like fucked, right? But if things without any huge injuries, which I mean, shit. Look I've lost.
Your next 2 matchups are against teams that are currently 3-7, just so we're aware.
Yeah, but look at already. I'm in first place.
Then you're
but
playing
I've lost,
EZ, who's 4-6. So your next 3 matchups are against teams that are less than 500 currently.
Yeah.
And that's
I got easy schedule.
the end. That's the end.
Yep. But yeah, like I feel pretty lucky. I lost Brees Hall. I lost Javonte Williams. I lost Cooper Kupp. And like that's a lot to lose. On top of it, like Njoku, which isn't even like that big of a thing. But it's been really tough.
Damn, these next few games are huge.
Yeah.
There's only a few weeks left.
It's
in the regular season.
It's as we like to say, it's getting down to the wire.
Yeah. Oh man. Not your down wire. You ain't gonna down my wire this week, hopefully.
Well, yeah, hopefully, obviously I want to win, but
duh.
At the same time, it's I don't know if I want that first round bye. It seems like that really is a curse.
It's a curse, dude, in this league. 100%. It's a curse in this league. I want the 3 to 6, baby. 3 to 6. Okay, so a hot topic of conversation in the whole group text with everything that we're doing is the transactions. So I know we kind of talked about them a little bit when we talked about your teams. So I'm just gonna pull up the trades that have happened up until this point. Let's see. That is as of yesterday. First trade of the year was you. Tua and Terry. Aaron Rodgers and Jarvis. You traded Aaron Rodgers and Jarvis Landry and got Tua and Terry. I feel. Did you present that or did he present that?
The guru. No. Who presented that to who? I think I.
Did you?
I think
it was that. Well, oh, never mind. That's all right. I was gonna talk about the time.
There might have. I don't know who started it, but there was definitely a little bit of back and forth, and then the next day after it was accepted and everything, I caught Easy outside at the fence.
Ooh, over the fence.
Before I gave him some advice about how to be moral and right in the world, he said he felt like a little buyer or seller's remorse for that trade, which I don't blame him. Obviously, it turned out more in my favor. Even though
definitely at the time. I mean, you got Tua at his. I mean, you went through his injury, but you also had him at his most prominent part of the season so far. I mean,
right.
I saw a stat. They haven't been 7-3 or whatever they are since the 90s.
Yeah, and I essentially gave those two same players from that trade to C-Raj a week ago for Stephon Diggs.
Given what you have on your team, So in reality, you got rid of the people you drafted, Aaron Rodgers and Jarvis Landry, and you got Stephon Diggs for that.
Basically, I had picked up Landry off waivers, and so basically I traded Aaron Rodgers for Stephon Diggs.
AZ's been dropping him, picking him up all season since he got him.
Yeah, but yeah, if you boil that all down, I traded Aaron Rodgers for Stephon Diggs. Crazy.
In hindsight, it's not that bad of a deal.
Yeah, I guess that's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Moving to the next one, pretty easy, I guess, comparison. Austin Eckler, Dalvin Cook, Booker Ely, Aston TDs, C-Raj. I feel, it's fair. I didn't keep Dalvin Cook because I felt like he wasn't as good as he has been in the past.
Yeah.
So
Eckler's the better player.
I wouldn't have done the trade if I was Chris.
I would much rather have Eckler in a PPR league, but I understand it to some extent.
I do too. He's trying to. Well, I don't see it on Chris. I would love to.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Well, I think I had Ely. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
You've had both.
Ely was already on. Yeah. But I don't think the trade had happened yet, or something along the lines. I don't know if I got there thinking behind. Just trying to. They were just thinking the other one was going to do better than the other one, I guess. So then we're moving to the next trade, which is Taysom Hill. For Jeff Wilson.
Yeah, he was on like a different team back then and everything. Poor Jeff Wilson. Right? Now he's a star all of a sudden. So that one doesn't look good now. But at that time, Jeff Wilson was gonna be losing his job to what's his name coming off of IR before they got Christian McCaffrey on the 49ers. Who's coming off of IR there, the other running back?
Oh man.
Sorry. I shouldn't smoke
you
too
should
much
know.
weed for these.
You should know. I forgot his name.
Yeah. All I remember is Brett's manager drafted him or got him off waivers last year. Elijah Moore. No. Elijah Mitchell.
No. Yes. Elijah Mitchell. Yes.
See, look at that. Well, the wire's burning.
Yeah, a little down in them too much.
Wire is down.
Taysom Hill has been fucking booty for you, so
Oh, I know. Yeah, he had gone off the week before that I traded for him, and then
well, then you're right in the mix right after that.
Yep.
Trading Mariota. Or getting Mariota, trading James Robinson.
Yep.
Needed quarterback help, obviously. This was the over the fence help me out deal that we all talked about, right?
Yeah, well, like I said, like the next week I had or 2 weeks from then I had 2 quarterbacks on bye. So
yeah, so help me out, I'll help you out. The old scratch my back now, I'll scratch your back later type thing.
So it's only like
neighborly love.
You were trading back and forth and stuff like that. Like we're talking about
the first trade of the season went through you guys. The first trade of the season was through you guys, so there's the first one. Well, so we scratching backs there. Now we're scratching backs again midway through the season.
More often, so yeah.
Oh, well, we're not even done yet. So
yeah, we'll keep it rolling. But I'll trade with any of you fuckers. I really will.
I know. I'm just, voicing opinions.
That's all right.
Obviously, it's not the craziest of deals. If he needed running back help, which he clearly did.
He did, yep.
So
I needed quarterback help.
To each,
I clearly did.
Well, in a few weeks.
Right.
To each their own. So then we're moving along where we got the old Hurts. Or no, we have the Mixon and T. Higgins, Brian Robinson trade.
Yeah.
Obviously, that helps. I think that helps Ryan's team big time. He's getting the better end of that deal. I thought when I saw it, and I was like, oh, well, he's definitely winning on that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I felt like it was a fair trade. And then, yeah, Mixon's like awfully inconsistent.
I guess this is a question I wanted to voice to everybody in the league. Have the fact that we can still vote on the trades, have people actually voted on trades that they don't think are fair? Is my question. Because this is one that I did.
Did you? Oh, I've vowed to never veto any trade ever again. And I last year vetoed a trade. And
I just didn't think the two people he was giving up were of a value for Mixon. That's just me.
Yeah, I know. But what week was that?
It was processed on October 18th, so a month ago.
Yeah, and then Mixon ended up with a 55-point game once like he wasn't scoring touchdowns. Eventually the dude's gonna score some touchdowns. So
he was 21, 11, 6, 17, 11, 16, and then he got traded the next day. Then he went 18, 12, 55. So
But looks like he has a pretty tough schedule actually for like the playoffs and stuff. So
I mean, I don't, again, I wonder who sent that trade. Probably it was probably right around when I had Corey on here. Was when that went down. Maybe he was on right after it. But either way, then another blockbuster here. We got the old Mariota Hurts Herbert trade. A lot of quarterbacks switching hands there, musical quarterbacks. This was part of your plan, I guess, that you set in place when you traded with EZ.
I didn't see it coming. I didn't see that coming, but I was the one who sent that to Igor without any like back talk or anything. I just I have some ways
and he accepted.
Well, because he looked at his situation and he was like, well, shit, I have to win a game. And I am not going to have any quarterbacks. Like he was going to have no quarterbacks.
He wouldn't have had any.
Zero.
Jalen Hurts and who else were on a bye at the same week?
Yeah, I don't remember who's on his team.
So, there's two things that could be said about, well, there's one way I look at it is like stream, pick up another running back, put him in your flex, pick up a quarterback, and stream a quarterback for a week. I mean, there could be. No, there could be.
Never.
I mean, at the time, there could have been PJ Walker or somebody was starting.
This is why you guys undervalue quarterbacks so much.
I don't. I was the one that brought the two quarterback system to this league.
Yeah, not everybody, but most people in our league severely undervalue quarterback position until this time of year, and there's no fucking quarterbacks.
First time I ever won a fantasy football championship, I had Drew Brees and Matt Ryan as my quarterbacks, and I was streaming
they were like
a third.
Right?
Yeah, I had a third wideout, and I had two stud wideouts, one stud running back, one flex running back, and then one flex wideout. I was streaming them every week and streaming the defense. It was great.
I love it. Yeah.
It's part of the reason why I think we got a super flex in this league was because I was part of another league that isn't a thing anymore that had that. And I was like, Igor, you got to do this when we bring this league on.
Yep. Like, it's my favorite. My favorite platform, and full PPR is my favorite platform.
Same. I'm in a league where it's literally no PPR. It's not even half. It's nothing. Yeah, it's straight standard. Quarterbacks are 4 points. One quarterback, a flex. Like
you're like, all right, I put up 84 points this week. Yeah.
And teams are winning with 90.
Yeah.
But then you get, but you do if you draft the right team, you're putting up 120 every week, 110 every week in that league. You're winning every week.
Yeah, like Jamal Williams is like the running back 3 in that league.
Dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like yeah,
that's like
it's
old man
tough.
football. Yeah,
It's tough,
back when
and
I first started playing fantasy.
I didn't do my due diligence on deep diving into the settings of the league, and I drafted my team not that well. Like that's one of the leagues I have Tua and Herbert in, and it's like I got a bunch of running backs that I thought were going to be catching balls out of the backfield, and they don't really get handoffs. So it's like, ooh. Now I have that mixed with Herbert not doing good, Deebo Samuel getting hurt, not doing that well in the beginning of the season. Now I'm putting up 60 points a week. It's like, well, what do you do?
It's tough, man. It's tough.
So then we had to trade mine with Ride Dog with the whole J.K. Dobbins thing, which I mean, if I would have known that Dobbins was hurt when I saw it, I wouldn't have done it. I looked at it and I was like, he offered that to me. I was like, yep, I'm going to do that because for one, I don't think Dobbins is going to live up to what I thought he was. And I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire would be okay. In hindsight, the trade has actually been pretty freaking fair.
Yeah, Dobbins is probably the better player. He got the better.
Everybody thought I was getting him a job. I was jobbing him, and I was like,
yeah.
So yeah, DJ Moore he's had one good week for me, really, one good week. Yeah. And Clyde has had maybe one good week, but he's had multiple weeks. I think he's got me 0 multiple weeks. So it's like,
yeah. Yeah, and that's why, again, I'm never ever gonna veto any trade ever again, because the moment it happens, we are sure. We know everything about what's gonna happen. This is like reality.
Right.
And then reality is J.K. Dobbins is the better player out of the group, right? Like, it's just crazy.
He is. He really is.
Yeah.
What's funny too is he might see. I might actually. I'm already looking ahead. He could potentially come back when Ride Dog needs him at the end of this playoff season. And that could come back to be devastating for me. So we'll see. Again, moving right along here. This is where the old Stephon Diggs for Terry trade happened, which obviously I was like, it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a fair trade for both teams. It made C. Rodgers' team so much better. So yeah. So
and it made your team better. It really did, because based on what you had to do, it looked like you're giving up a lot, but it made your team a lot better.
Yeah, if I still had Cup, I would have rolled from that point
so,
on.
Yeah, at the time it was made, you got Diggs. Did you have Diggs and? Oh no, that was 7 days ago. You made the trade. He got hurt.
The trade.
Oh, it was right before it.
Been processed by the time. Yeah.
So you were planning on having Diggs and Cup before he got hurt.
Yeah, before the injury, my projections were all like 160s.
Dang. Yeah, right. Yeah, oops.
So but I'm still happy I did it, because at least I have Diggs. At least I have a stud wide receiver.
Yeah, right.
And I was
to replace him with. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah, this week they were supposed to get 30 inches of snow, and I guess they're moving the game to Detroit. Did you hear about that?
Dude, I'm salty about that because I'm in this not lifelong. Should probably be lifelong thing now that I'm in it. But it's a season long thing. You put $200 in the beginning of the season and you get 10,000 chips. I've talked about it on the podcast before.
Yeah.
Winner take all. Whoever has the most, well, not winner take all. The top 4 get money back. So you put in $200. Fourth place gets 720, and then so on and so forth. The winner gets fucking almost $5,000 or something, or $4,000 or something like that. So I'm in this thing. So I'm like, oh, dude, Tuesday, East Pacific time, 9:30 or something. The odds come out. They do it on officepool.com or whatever. They come out. The odds come out. Boom. Check the forecast. Looking around. Oh, Buffalo's gonna get 3 feet of snow. The over under was 50.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
ooh, all the chips. Yeah.
Now no, thank God I didn't do it. I put it in a parlay, but it's I took the under, obviously, and now it's being played inside a dome in Detroit, where hopefully Josh Allen throws.
Look at it that way.
It happened with the Jets before. I went there. It was great. So the next trade is the Kenyon Drake for John Wolford trade, which I did see some chatter about this in the chat. How do you feel about that?
So, like I said before, quarterbacks are severely undervalued in our league. A one-play quarterback is worth a lot more than Kenyon Drake, in my opinion. And because it got him the win against me, if
It
you look at it
did.
that way.
Yeah, it did. It
So,
really did. Yeah. So,
so
but
I'm totally cool with that trade. Like
I
that
guess
nothing but makes sense.
getting Kenyon Drake too helped.
Helps Corey, yeah.
Yeah, because he needed a running
Corey
back.
didn't need him. Corey just picked him up to be a dick, and it worked out in his favor. Like, good for him. I would do the same thing. I almost did the same thing to you for what's his name, Colt McCoy.
Yep.
But I don't play that way, and I don't have the bench space.
Well, it's not gonna happen. I'll just throw in Pickett. It's fine. That moves us right along to the next trade, which you guys have obviously the most trades between each other in the whole league. Another easy and neighborly trade here: Darnell Mooney for James Conner.
That was offered to me, and I was like, hell yeah. But I hope Mooney's good for him as we see. Chicago's having an offensive resurgence. I think he's a little undervalued.
Was this before or after
I
the
need
fence talk? It was offered to you.
We had not talked since our golf league, so almost a week. Get that dog.
I'm just gonna shut the door. Close the tent. Close the tent a little bit.
There you go.
Someone's walking by.
That's how it goes. Life of dogs.
Yep.
But yeah, so yeah, easy offer that to me. I thought that was pretty fair, and actually, I kind of wish I had Mooney back because my wide receiver core is looking a little soft right now.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So yeah. I mean, I looked at it and I was like, oh well, it's pretty fair. They're both trying to upgrade each position. They both need it.
Yeah.
James Conner has actually had the best game of his season last week.
Yep, which I missed out on, but that's okay. I could have used it.
Yep. Right. Oops. Now we're looking at the old Justin Herbert for Damian Pierce trade.
Yeah.
Which in the beginning of the season, obviously everybody would be like, whoa.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. But then you look at what Herbert's done. He doesn't have any weapons.
Damian Pierce is pretty damn good.
Consistently solid running back, a good 10 piece, right? I mean,
well, yeah, and so if you look at at the box score,
18, like 25, 20, 15, 14, 13, 12, like
he's solid. He's like he's just solid. But if you watch him play, he's really good. And I think Igor was smart to get him because his plan is to keep him. And I think he's going to be even better next year. So I think that was smart.
Smart move. He's like, yeah.
Hey, if you're not winning this year, he's going to try to make that money next year. I don't blame him.
Yeah, right. I feel that. So he would be a last pick keeper type deal.
I'm not sure. I think somebody drafted him, but I'm not sure. Maybe not. He'd be pretty low on the board regardless.
Yep. Either way, you'd get value.
After the 5th round's free,
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
With all the keepers,
free. Yeah.
It's here or there.
I forgot we have 3.
There's always question marks.
Who knows? Before you know it, we're going to be doing a dynasty league and just drafting rookies. Can't wait.
I hope so. Hopefully for $1,000 a year.
Me too. Yeah, no, me too. That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, that wasn't good. Okay, so that's all the transaction talks. A lot of them have been going down. Now,
yeah, which is good. This is the most trades I think the league's ever had, right?
It's close. It's close.
You feel that way? I feel like it's been busy.
I do too. I feel like I've seen a lot more in my inbox of trades that are in there that I need to look at than past years. Also, I feel like it's the first year where there's actually been the most legitimate trades. There's only been 1 or 2 that I didn't feel weren't legitimate, which is good.
Right on.
So, chugging right along, we're chiming in to everybody's favorite part. Not my favorite part, your guys' favorite part. I need Downed Wires top 6 in no particular order for the playoffs for the old hashtag I'm with Bozo Fantasy Football League.
All right. So, in no particular order, I'm going to have in order me. Obviously. Uh, Ride Dogs team, yeah. Uh, your team. Okay, that's tough thinking. Then I'm gonna go for comeback player of the year, Mike Malinchak.
Ooh, nice.
I'm gonna go with I guess could also be comeback player of the year, Kevin.
Ooh, KG in the kitchen. Can't wait till he can actually get on here if he ever can.
Yep. And then it's very close for the next two, but I'm gonna go with Ely.
Uh-oh, that could be a thing for you in the playoffs. If he gets there and you guys draw each other round one, nemesis.
Well, I'm gonna have a bye, so don't worry about it.
Well,
It'll be
okay,
round
sorry.
two.
Yeah, so your first round, second round, bingo. You find your nemesis in the second round. Oops.
I
Just
might
like
just tank to
just
get
like
him in the
every
first
year.
round. I might just tank just to make sure I get that seed for the first round of the playoffs. Start a
Here we go.
yearly batch.
Yearly tank fest.
And
Who's
then
last?
so that's pretty I don't know. There's
Oh,
like
that's six. Sorry.
three other teams I think could swap in there at the bottom to get into the playoffs, but they'd really have to make some stuff happen. I think C-Raj could streak in there. I haven't looked at his matchups very closely, but
It's got a good
I
squad.
think,
Yep.
yeah, I think Block A actually like could sneak in there.
Yep. I agree.
Um, and I don't know. I think Easy Money might be out of it this year. He might, yeah. But
Shit. It's too many people. He had the injury bug. Trades. Keeper's not doing
yeah,
good. It's just it's been a
he
whole
doesn't have
whirlwind of
a
shit
good
over there.
core. Yeah, all he's got is like Kelsey and
Yep. Okay,
yep.
so now for everybody that's paying attention, we are in the great state of Michigan, and sports
Oh
betting
no,
is
wait, nope,
legal.
nope. We're missing one. You're skipping ahead. Bottom feeders.
No, we'll get to that. We're gonna do the
Oh,
lock of the
bottom
week.
feeders is after
Yep,
the lock. My
we're
bad.
doing the lock
I got
right
the
now.
itinerary wrong.
Yep, you got an old sheet. We're doing the
All right.
lock of the week, ladies and gentlemen.
Lock.
We can gamble here in Michigan. I got an app on my phone. I might put this in right now if I want.
We could do all kinds
And
of stuff here legally. We can gamble while we smoke, but you can't do it while you're twirling a gun because that's a felony.
yep, 100%. And we have brought a segment on here. Last year I brought it on. I want everybody's hashtag I'm with Bozo lock of the week. Duncan, what you got for me? It can be NCAA or NFL.
Um, I hope you guys listen to this early so that you can get to your bank and empty out your 401ks tomorrow.
Uh-oh.
Tomorrow's Friday. Empty out the Bitcoin and get the kids'
The old
college
crypto
funds.
cash.
Break the piggy banks and take it all in. And we're gonna go with New York Jets money line over the Patriots.
Bold. That's a BAP, a bold ass prediction. Dang. They do have a good defense.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that, brother. Good luck. May the odds gods always be in your favor. I love it. I love
Good,
it.
good.
It's funny. I almost put that in one of my parlays that I was looking at on my
Yeah,
whole $200 share thing. That was something I was definitely looking at.
there you go.
So now I want your three bottom feeders. Who do you think is going to be the three bottom teams in the league?
All right.
No particular order.
All right. In order, I'm gonna say Corey, the Tiger King. It's the Detroit Tiger King.
Yeah,
And
literally.
yep. And then the unluckiest player of the last 2 years, Cuddy Sark, is gonna be down there. And last and least, we're gonna have to go with the Bozo Commish. And he's going through an obvious tank at the moment, which actually, though, when you look at his team, isn't uncompetitive.
No.
But a lot of his players aren't on good teams or don't have good quarterbacks, that kind of stuff. So I don't see him
He's
making
playing
the
for
cut at the
next
end.
year. Yeah.
He is he's definitely tanking for next year. Jeff Saturday is not in the building over there, just Jeff Friday.
I love that he's the coach over there. So, speaking of somebody tanking for next year, that leads me to something I wanted to talk to you about. I'm kind of putting you on the spot here, but it's a new thing that I came across while I was pulling up the old itinerary for this episode. The biggest blowout of the week. Yahoo does this every week, and they tell us about it every week. And I don't know why I don't do this, and it helps.
Mm-hmm.
It helps forecast people's schedules, who they play, when they play them, why they're where they are, stuff like that. And it puts a whole little good spin on why things happen the way they do. It's a very quick thing here. There's been 10 weeks. There's been 10 blowouts. I can't do the average, but Mayor of Pity City was one, the first one, then Easy, then Mike, then Kevin, then Corey, then you, then Ely, then me, then Red Rocket, which is Blake, then Mayor of Pity City. So what I would love to say about this is there's only been a repeat of people that had the blowout. I don't even think none. I think that each
Just
blowout
right,
team
right.
that had the most was a
Did Red
different
Dog
team
do
each
first week
week.
and last week?
Oh yeah, okay. He just did it. Yep. So he
So
just
now
became the
Easy's
second.
next, right? Who's after that?
Yeah, Easy is next, and then
Okay.
Mike, and then Recuperated, and then Chris, and then you. But what I'm
Okay, so
saying
I'm gonna
is
have both
also the
points in the
others
championship.
potentially, yeah, right, yeah, right.
It's just
What I'm saying
we've already
is
seen
it
the pattern.
well, it's just a different person every week for the most part, is what I'm saying on that
No,
part.
like the
I'm saying
pattern
the
is starting over now. Now it's Rye
well,
Dog,
I
and then
mean,
next it's gonna be Easy.
okay, see,
History's
I
gonna
like
repeat
what you're
itself
saying.
again.
You're
Yeah.
saying that. I like it. I hope it does, because then for me that'll be a repeat in somewhere down the line. I won it in week 8, so that'll be somewhere down there long term. Shoot.
16. That's the week before the. So I'll get the highest score against you in the championship then.
Oh fuck. So, but it leads me to looking at the losing side of it. So, Easy had the biggest margin of victory in week 2, and then he has 1, 2, 3, 4 sides of being on the other side of it.
Of
Being
getting blown out.
playing against teams on their best week. So I guess I mean, just looking at him, could it
Well,
be
it's
his team
combining
being that
like a bad
bad,
week
or could
with
it be
their
the other
good
teams he's
week.
playing
Yeah.
against being that good? Like some of them are like, one of them was 70, and then another one was 47, and then another one was 27. So it's like, is it his team is just that bad, or like the other teams are just like that good?
Going off
So it's like
against them.
you can kind of tell a tale of his season by looking at this stat. It's like, damn, Easy's
Well,
playing against everybody when they play their best week.
maybe it's like real life Super Bowl team. Super Bowl team comes to town. You're playing your hardest game, right? Easy won last
Well,
year. Comes to town. Time to fucking play, right? So
yep.
I think everybody's players are getting pumped up. because we really affect how our fantasy players perform.
Duh.
Like, yeah, like obviously. So
Got to give good energy out there.
I'll tell you, I was
I'll tell you
trying
what.
to drop little hints to the Hamps to sell the team now.
I mean, if we could find somebody that would spend enough money on them,
I would.
shoot.
I mean,
we had it.
they could just donate it to me.
Right.
Why not?
Or you could take Spielman's role.
I could just go there.
I feel
and
like you know more about football than he does, and he played it.
He played it. I don't know shit about real football. I know more about fantasy football than real football.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm
which
just
is sad.
Haywire.
But I do wish I knew as much about football back when I played as a kid as I know now, because I would have been like way better.
Feel that. I feel that.
That was like the monster back, which was like a safety linebacker.
Okay.
Obviously.
Yep.
But it's because I was like one of the fastest kids on the team, but I was like the smallest kid on the team. So all I did was, nobody passed. So all I did was
even through high school we never passed.
All the time. Yeah. But anyway, it was fun.
Sweet.
I did kick off return. Yeah.
Oh, me too. I loved it. I was short and fast.
Yeah.
I would always catch it. Just...
Yeah. Yeah.
Tight.
I had a hard time catching it, but I would try.
That was the best part about it.
They had a hard time kicking it. So yeah.
All right, brother. Well, I appreciate the time you spent with me here in the old circus tent. It has been a pleasure, as always. Hopefully I can see you soon.
For sure.
Or should be at the end of the season party. It's come to the end, and it is now time for you to pick the next victim of the hot seat. Who do we got?
All right. Well, I've thought long and hard, and I've masturbated to this many times. But I'm gonna have to go with Rye Dog. Like,
hey, of course.
of course, and what is I really I want you to try to pick his mind apart a little bit and get him to crack that bean can open.
Yeah, because I see what you're doing here. He's kind of up there in the standings against you. I see what you're doing. I like it.
Oh yeah, I want it.
I like it.
Instead of just having like some of the not competitive teams on, I would like to hear what's going on, what the actions are, what the plan was while everything's still fresh, right on the plate and steaming. Rye Dog might fall off from here.
Yeah.
I want to know what got him to
Who
this
knows?
point.
Right? Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely.
So,
I love it.
Yeah. So I'd love looking forward to that one.
Sounds good, man. Well, like I said, I appreciate the time, and hopefully I will be seeing you very soon. And good luck the rest of the season. Hopefully if you do get the bye week, may it be in your favor. I know it hasn't been. I want to win just as bad as you do. Hopefully I don't see you. But until then, good luck this week. And sayonara.
Cheers.